Hey there YouTube, Estacado 5000 here, what's up? Here's another retro deck profile. It's called Fortune Ladies. It's from the September 2009 Banlist format, so here we go. We got free Fortune Lady Dark. What this card does is, this monster's attack points are determined by its level times 400. And its effect is every time this monster destroys your opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon one Fortune Lady monster from your graveyard. So basically, this is a good monster because every time it destroys your opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon another Fortune Lady monster from your graveyard, like Fortune Lady Water most likely, or Fortune Lady Light, whatever. There's a lot of options. And this card's also a good Allure Darkness target. Like, you draw two cards, you can banish this from your hand if you can't summon it. Then, if you have, like, Fortune's Future, you could return this back to your graveyard to draw two cards. And also, this monster level increases during each of your standby phases, so it's another good one, because if you keep this on the field long enough, it gets to level 12. This monster could be pretty much unstoppable. Then you got free Fortune Lady Light. When this card is removed from play by a card effect, like for example Future Visions, you can special summon one Fortune Lady monster from your deck onto the field. So basically, this is one of the best monsters in this build because this can set up your combos pretty well. Like, you could just summon this. If you have Future Visions on the field, you can banish this, and then you can summon Fortune Lady Dark. So there's a lot of options, you know what I mean? It's really good. It's one of the best Fortune Lady monsters of the whole Fortune Lady monster archetype. Then you got free Fortune Lady Water. When this is summoned, like when you control another Fortune Lady monster on your field, you can draw two cards. So it's really good. It's a good monster. Then you got two Fortune Lady Fire. When this is special summoned from the deck via a Fortune Lady monster effect, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and they take light damage to their light points equal to the original attack of that monster. Then you got one Fortune Lady Wind. When this is normal summoned, for every Fortune Lady monster you control, you can destroy that number of spell and trap cards on your opponent's side of the field. Then you got one Chaos Sorcerer. Then you got one Cyber Dragon. You got two Ogias. Then you got free Cyber Valley. Now for the spell cards, you got free Future Vision, and then free Fortune's Future. So basically, what this card does, Future Visions, as long as this is on the field, every time either you or your opponent normal summon a monster, it gets banished until your next standby phase. So this is a good combo with Fortune Lady Light, as I explained earlier. Like, you activate this, then you summon Fortune Lady Light. Fortune Lady Light gets removed from play through the effect of Future Visions. Then you can bring out, like, if your opponent has a monster on the field, like, for example, like a Thought Ruler Archfiend or Red Dragon Archfiend, you can summon Fortune Lady Fire, destroy that, and they take like 3,000 points of damage or 2,700 points of damage, depends which one's out there. But it won't work on Stardust Dragon, though, that's the thing. So then another option is, if they don't have a powerful monster on the field, you could just summon Fortune Lady Dark. So it's a lot of options. And then Fortune's Future comes into play. When you have a Fortune Lady monster that's removed from play, you could select one of your removed from play Fortune Lady monsters and return it to the graveyard to draw two cards. So that's a pretty good combo. Like, you use Future Vision, summon a Fortune Lady monster, remove it from play, then get like Fortune Lady Dark if you summon Fortune Lady Light. Then after that, you can just play this, return the Fortune Lady Light to the graveyard to draw two cards. So it's a pretty good way to increase your resources and probably further up the combo play a little more. So there's a lot of options. It's a pretty good strategy. Then you got two Dimension Gate. So in case you don't have Future Visions on the field at the moment, this is another backup plan. Basically what this card does is you can select one monster card each from your side of the field and your opponent's side of the field and remove them from play. So when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, return those monsters to the field in the same battle position. So basically, like, this is another way you can use your Fortune Lady Light's effect, monster's effect. You activate this, summon Fortune Lady Light, and then use this effect to banish that and one of your opponent's monsters, and then you can special summon another Fortune Lady monster from the deck onto the field through Fortune Lady's effect. So there's a lot of options. So it's a pretty good card. Then you got two Allure Darkness. This is another way to use the spell card Fortune's Future. So basically, you activate Allure Darkness, you draw two cards, and if you have this in your hand, you can just banish this for the cost of a Lower Darkness, then you use this to return this to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. So that's pretty cool. Then you got 1-for-1. This is another way you can get Fortune Lady Light out onto the field a lot quicker. You discard 1 monster card from your hand. You can special summon 1 level 1 monster from your deck onto the field. Then if you have different dimension gate in your hand, you can use that. Then that will trigger Fortune Lady Light's effect when you remove it from play through different dimension gates effects. Or whatever the spell card is called. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, it is. Okay. Then you got 1 Brain Control, 1 Terraforming. This is a good way to get your Future Visions into your hand a lot quicker. Then you got 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Giant Trunade, and 1 Card Destruction to wrap up the spell cards. Now for the trap cards, you got 2 Compulsory Evacuation Device. Then you got 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Call of the Haunted, and 1 Interdimensional Matter Transformer. So that's the Fortune Lady build. Hope you all enjoy. More videos coming soon. Later, guys.